North Carolina stands at an important crossroads. Our population is expected to grow to 10 million or more by 2020. Urban sprawl is consuming land at an alarming rate. North Carolina's coastal counties will develop an additional 242,000 acres between 2002 and 2022. That's about 34 acres a day. More than 1/3 of our wetlands no longer function normally, and almost 20% of our plant and animal species are now classified as rare or threatened because of the loss and destruction of their habitats. And our unique forest and coastal ecosystems are declining rapidly. Protecting the most environmentally significant areas of what's left of our coast's natural heritage is a critically important goal, and that is the mission of the North Carolina Coastal Land Trust. Since 1992, the Coastal Land Trust has been working with communities, business people, landowners, and others just like you. Together, we have protected more than 30,000 acres of barrier island beaches, land bordering streams and rivers, other special natural areas, and working lands for future generations. Our mission is simple: to enrich the coastal communities of our state through acquisition of open spaces and natural areas, conservation education, and the promotion of good land stewardship. Put simply, this means we're working every day to conserve the plants and animals in our corner of the world by protecting and preserving the land and water that sustains them. We accomplish this in 3 ways. First, we protect land which is currently undeveloped. We encourage landowners to create land protection agreements which set permanent limitations on the future use of the land. Not only is the land protected forever, but there are federal and state tax incentives for the landowner who donates an easement. This enables landowners to achieve both their conservation and financial goals. Second, we protect the land through preserves. A preserve is land owned by the Coastal Land Trust. The land is usually donated to the trust, but when funds are available through grants or donations, we purchase exceptionally significant properties. Finally, we create cooperative projects to conserve the land. We work together with other groups or agencies, such as the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service or the U.S. Forest Service, to acquire conservation land. Many times we use all 3 methods together to conserve our coastal habitat. Once the land is under our protection, we maintain its natural state, ensuring that there will be wild places and working landscapes left for future generations to enjoy. Let's take a moment to look at just 3 of our many projects, each in a different habitat in our rich coastal region, to give you a better understanding of what we do and how you can help. Our first stop is on Ocracoke Island. Take the narrow, winding path through the woods, past ancient, gnarled live oaks, stately red cedars, and windswept Yopon hollies. The quiet, salty breeze is enticing. We observe little songbirds flitting among the dense branches, bidding you to walk slowly, quietly through this maritime forest. Creeks interlace the area, and the large salt marsh invites us to stop and take in all that nature has created for us. Eventually, the path leads to the beach and beautiful blue sky. This is Springer's Point, one of the largest undeveloped and tranquil areas in the village of Ocracoke. Just offshore is the legendary site of Teach's Hole, the favorite anchorage of the pirate Blackbeard. Springer's Point is designated as a natural heritage area of statewide significance, but its continued existence as an unspoiled natural area was threatened by burgeoning development in Ocracoke Village. So the Coastal Land Trust pursued and received a grant from the State Clean Water Management Trust Fund. In 2002, we used that grant to purchase 31 acres of land, a key tract on Springer's Point. Now, this precious maritime forest and creeks will be preserved forever. This protected area, a favorite of residents and visitors alike, also includes the old brick cistern, small grave sites, and the expansive shoreline. This tract, which hosts a unique ecosystem and a colorful history, will be the future site of a nature preserve featuring interpretive walking trails and will be open for the enjoyment of the public. Clearly, if the Coastal Land Trust had not purchased this land, there would be houses, buildings, and parking lots instead of forests, creeks, and unspoiled beach. Our second stop is the Pettiford Creek project near Cape Carteret. It is one of the most ecologically significant projects on which the Coastal Land Trust has focused. More than 900 acres bordering the Croatan National Forest were under immediate threat of development. This unspoiled natural area includes nearly 2.5 miles of frontage on Pettiford Creek and contains tall, sweeping stands of longleaf pine, small, densely vegetated wetlands, and meandering streams. If you walk or canoe through this stunningly beautiful landscape, you'll see and hear an abundance of birds, including several species of rare or endangered birds. Rare and unusual plant species thrive there as well. But development is quickly encroaching. So the Coastal Land Trust raised more than $4 million from several public grant programs to purchase the land and has since transferred the property to the state of North Carolina to be managed as public game lands. The protection of this land enables future generations to enjoy this unique natural habitat and will allow these plants and animals to flourish in a protected natural area. Our third stop is Town Creek, one of Brunswick County's best-kept secrets and one of the Coastal Land Trust's highest priorities. Town Creek is only minutes away from the hustle and bustle of Wilmington. It originates in the vast green swamp and flows eastward through swamp forests, marshes, and upland bluffs, past alligators and scores of singing birds on its way to the Cape Fear River. Not only is Town Creek a naturalist's paradise, but it is the site of an interesting piece of history. The tidal marshes that line the lower Cape Fear River and its tributaries once produced millions of pounds of golden rice. An expansive network of canals dug by human hands about 200 years ago flooded low-lying fields, making it an ideal space for rice. Evidence of the canals is still visible. But today, where waving grains of golden rice once stood, marsh grasses thrive, providing the perfect habitat for a wide variety of wildlife. It is a natural area that looks much like it did in the 1700s. The state ranks it as a nationally significant natural heritage site, and it is believed to contain the best remaining examples of the lower Cape Fear River's original freshwater fauna. To help conserve this wonderful place, the Coastal Land Trust developed an exciting and audacious goal: to protect a corridor stretching from the headwaters of Town Creek to its mouth at the Cape Fear River, then south all the way to Southport. Several landowners along the tract donated conservation easements along more than 3,000 acres on Town Creek and 2,900 acres on the Cape Fear River. In cooperation with a Clean Water Management Trust Fund, the state purchased conservation easements on 2,500 acres from International Paper. In total, we have protected more than 8,500 acres of this beautiful and irreplaceable land. And we still have plans to reach our lofty goal of creating a conservation corridor. All three of these properties have three things in common. They were being threatened by development. They were purchased with State Clean Water Management Trust Fund monies, and they were ecologically significant to the surrounding communities. As citizens of the coastal area of North Carolina, we all have the opportunity and obligation to save the places we love. To do so, we must balance growth with preservation to ensure that the quality of life and natural bounty we all treasure is preserved. It has been said that the ultimate test of a moral society is the kind of world we leave to our children. We ask you to join us in that endeavor by becoming a member of the North Carolina Coastal Land Trust. As a member, you'll receive our newsletter, keeping you informed of the work of the Coastal Land Trust. Perhaps you'd like to make a gift of money, time, or land to help our efforts. Or if you're a landowner, we would welcome the opportunity to talk with you about a conservation easement and the myriad benefits you'll enjoy. There is no question that North Carolina will continue to grow. We must act now to conserve our precious natural areas. Working together, we can leave our children a beautiful world with wild and enchanting areas that conserve the natural, cultural, and historic resources of our region.